How's the food, everybody? Thumbs up? You guys got your mouths full. Good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the next part of our presentation here today. All right, great. I'd like to introduce Curtis Carpenter. Curtis has been involved in digital marketing for the past 6 years. After being a partner in a local digital marketing firm for 5 years, he went out on his own and founded Vero Beach Social Media in August of 2021. Prior to working in digital marketing, he spent 13 years working in the field of radiology, with the last 5 years spent helping local political candidates run for office. And the latter is where he found his interest and passion in marketing, essentially figuring out how to reach more people with specific interests for less money. That passion turned into over $1 million spent on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and YouTube advertisements on behalf of hundreds of clients, ranging from Vero Beach to San Francisco to Costa Rica. He loves producing podcasts and weekly vlogs. Today, he's speaking on the topic, how to use social media as a business growth tool. Everyone, please help me welcome Curtis Carpenter.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Good. Everybody's good. I made a PowerPoint presentation, and when I made it, I said, man, this isn't very visual, unfortunately, for these guys. And turns out the joke's on me. I'm the only one looking at it. So anyhow, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Maureen, for inviting me. Thank you, Southern Social, for having us here. So how to use social media as a business growth tool. I'll give you a little background on me, I guess a little bit more possibly than what Steve gave you. I did grow up in Vero Beach. We moved here when I was 9 years old. I went to Vero Beach Elementary School, graduated from Vero Beach High School, and I never left. I went to Indian River Community College at the time, got a degree in radiology, and I pretty much did everything you could do in that field in the 13 years that I worked in it. I did CAT scans, MRIs, interventional radiology, procedure breaking kidney stones called lithotripsy. I got really bored with it. And while I was doing that, I was helping local political candidates run for office here in town, whether it was city council, county commission, school board, things like that. And what you learn about local political candidates is that their budget is not very large. So you have to make every dollar go as far as possible. So we were buying ads through TC Palm, 32963, Treasure and Space Coast Radio, all wonderful organizations and wonderful places to advertise, but very expensive. And so what I was trying to do was figure out the cheapest way that I could get ads in front of the typical voter. And what we learned was social media was the cheapest way and most effective way to do that. So let's see, through the deck. So why social media? So there's 4 bullet points that I kind of want to touch on. Number one, everybody's on social media. And when I say everybody, it's a generalization, but for the most part, everybody's on social media. You have the ability to interact with current and potential customers. So what I mean by that is most traditional advertising is one way. I send a radio ad and I'm hoping the person hears it, but I can't have that conversation. I send a mailer, I hope somebody gets it and reads it, but I'm not getting it back. Somebody sees my television commercial, they see it, I'm not having a conversation with them. It's all one way. Social media gives you that ability to talk with your customer, potential customer. You can use multiple types of content. What I mean by that is you can use a blog, you can use photo, you can use video, you can use audio. Most traditional advertising places, you're pigeonholed into one piece of content. And then there are tremendous advertising capabilities, and I'll get into that a little bit more as we get through this. So when I say it's where everyone is, again, it's not literally everyone, but there are 2.9 billion monthly active users on Facebook, 1.2 billion monthly active users on Instagram, and there are 1 billion hours of content watched on YouTube daily. 1 billion, with B's, not M's, with B's, billions. I would like to pose a question. Can anybody guess what the most visited website in 2021 was? YouTube. Back then. Google. Close but not correct. YouTube. Close but not correct. TikTok. TikTok was the most visited website in 2021. I figured, Steve, I would have been upset if you didn't get that.
I waited for other
Yeah, that was very polite of you. But yeah, I figured Steve would know that. Yeah, TikTok. So most people think Google. That's a great. That was my guess. And then when I heard it wasn't Google, I thought YouTube. That would have been my guess. it is amazing to me that TikTok, which everybody thinks, oh, it's just kids doing dancing videos. No, everybody's on it. Well, again, I hate generalizing. A lot of people are on it. And what I learned about that, what's kind of interesting, is if you're not on TikTok, you're probably seeing TikTok videos. So my mother, who is, I won't tell you her age, she's not on TikTok, but she is on Instagram. And she tells me all the time, I'm not on TikTok, that's for kids. And then she sends me Instagram reels that I saw on TikTok 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, you're effectively on TikTok. So anyhow, the next bullet point was customer interaction. Like I said, traditional advertising is one-way communication. You have the ability to interact with your clients in a binary way. So somebody says, hey, I had a really nice meal at Southern Social on Facebook. Southern Social has the capability to go in and say, hey, thank you. Come back. We'd love to have you. Here's a $5 off coupon for your lunch. That's very difficult to do with traditional advertising. So customer interaction is huge. It also allows you, and I think this is the biggest, probably for businesses, this has got to be the biggest benefit, is it allows you to tackle PR issues right away. So somebody says, oh man, I went to Southern Social and boy, that meal just wasn't really good. You have the opportunity to go in and say, I'm really sorry about that. Would you like to give us more details? Would you like to divulge what happened? And then you can get into that conversation with them and hopefully rectify that. As opposed to, I go to a party and I tell my friends, oh, well, I went to Southern Social and the meal was trash. That's it. I mean, that's where the conversation ends. And now my friends all know that I didn't have a good experience. So if you are a business owner, you can tackle PR issues using social media. Another bullet point here is the multiple types of content that you can use on social media. So if I want to produce a radio ad, Fred, you probably have placed tons of radio ads. What are your limitations?
Well, it depends on who you know.
Okay. Well, can I run a video on radio?
What's that?
Can I run a video on radio?
No.
Can I run audio-only radio ad that's 2.5 minutes without breaking the bank?
No.
Probably not, right. So on social media, and again, I'm not picking on you or radio, I'm just giving the benefits and the advantages of social media. If you want to run a 2.5 hour long video explaining your business, you can do that. There's no limitation. You know, if you're running an advertisement on television, you're limited pretty much to 30 seconds. If you're putting an ad in the newspaper, you're usually limited to a size, and there's no movement. There's no audio, there's no video, there's nothing like that. So social media gives you that ability to really put what you want out there into the universe. So blogs, photos, videos, and shared articles. That's another great thing about it is you can, and I don't want to say steal because that's not necessarily true, but you can take great information in your field and share it with your followers, showing that you know this stuff. You know, for instance, we do this all the time. If we see a great article about YouTube advertising, we may share it through our social media channels, and the people that are seeing it know that we've read it and know that we're now knowledgeable on that particular subject. So it's a really easy way to get, again, your potential customer or your follower to know that you know what you're talking about. The last thing I want to talk about, and I'll probably talk more about this than anything because it really is our expertise, is the advertising capabilities. So, and that's kind of that's how I got started into social media to begin with, was the fact that it was cheap. That was the first thing that, that was the first flag that went up. I'm like, wow, this is really cheap. What else can I do with this? So when we would run political ads, Dale will probably tell you that, if we had a very conservative issue, I could target only conservative voters. If we had a very liberal issue, I could target only liberal people. And I could make sure that they were the only ones that were seeing these particular ads. Very difficult to do with traditional advertising, but it is a great business growth tool to be able to say, again, Southern Social, let's say they have a shrimp and grits special on Friday night. I can take a great video of them back there making shrimp and grits, and I can put it on the Facebook and Instagram and YouTube pages and say, hey, come out and check out our shrimp and grits. And I can pay Facebook to only hit people that are interested in seafood and Southern food. So I'm not hitting people that are, vegetarians that may not want to eat the shrimp. I'm not hitting people that maybe don't like grits. I'm only hitting the people. I'm only paying for that ad to hit people that like those particular things. And Southern Social's getting a lot of free advertising for this, I guess. But I like it here. I've been here a few times, so I dig that. But so when you're advertising through these social media channels, there are these vague demographics, behaviors, and interests that you can use, but you can dial even deeper. You can put code on your website so that anytime somebody visits Fred's website, we can create an ad so that you're gonna get Fred's stuff. I guarantee you 90% of the people in this room have been on Amazon at some point, looked at a pair of shoes, looked at a, I don't know, the stereo or something, and then they get back on social media, and what do you see? You see an ad of that in your feed. They're not listening. I mean, well, they could be listening. I'm not saying they're not listening, but it's predictive advertising, and we know that you were on that site. So because we embedded code there and we retargeted you. While it's very frustrating, and I don't like it as a consumer, it is an incredible business growth tool. So again, we like to use it to our advantage, and we like to use it to our clients' advantage. The other scary thing about this is, let's say we create a video, right? Again, we'll use the shrimp and grits video example. They're in there, they're making it, let's say it's a 30-second video. If somebody watches that video, I can retarget them with something else. So again, we'll use the shrimp and grits. Hey, come out Friday night, check out our shrimp and grits, $5 off, so on and so forth. And let's say they don't come. They watch the video, but they don't come. We can retarget them. Hey, sorry you missed our shrimp and grits special. Monday night, we're having pork tenderloin. Come on out. We know that they know who we are. They saw the video. So again, a lot of the ads that you guys are seeing on social media, they're not happenstance. They're incredibly targeted. One thing that I do want to tell you, and this is, I told Maureen, like, I'm not pitching my business. I don't litigate cases. I don't operate on knees. We don't have any specialized super degree on this. All of you guys are capable of learning how to do this. And it's really, I mean, I hate to say this is like the reverse sales pitch. It's not that hard. You just gotta take a little time, research it, figure it out. But really, it's the creativity that gets me, that makes me enjoy it, because there are 10,000 ways to make mashed potatoes. There's so many different ways to advertise particular businesses. And once you figure out the way that works for you, it's like printing money. It's great. I don't know how much time that's taking, Steve. I don't know if we're close or...
We have a few more minutes.
I'm
if you have anything
open
else.
for questions. I don't know if I had anything else. Business suggestions. Okay. So what I will say before we get to questions is, you cannot possibly post to your social media platforms too often. It's impossible. If you can post every minute of every day, do it. Obviously, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. So what I would tell you is, for the amount of time that you have, find the platforms where your potential customers are, and utilize those, and try to post to them as often as you can. If it's once a week, hey, it's once a week. Make that goal twice a week. If it's every day, great. Make that goal twice a day. Try to do it as often as possible, and do not get paralysis by analysis. We see this all the time. What I mean by that is, you analyze, I don't know if the font's right, I don't know if I like this message, I don't know if, the color, forget it. If grammar is correct, post it. I'm not a big fan of posting things where there's misspellings and things like that. Yeah, maybe you want to analyze that, but do not get paralyzed, okay? No paralysis by analysis. Engage with your audience. We see all the time people post stuff and then go away, and people comment, hey, this is really cool. Reply, thanks. It's as simple as that, but we see businesses all the time. They post, there are replies, there are comments, and there are no replies. You have an opportunity to talk. It would be like if somebody walked in your door and they said good morning and you turned around. You wouldn't turn around, you'd say good morning. Happy to see you, thanks for coming in, how can we help? The last thing, and this is the most important thing, in my opinion, be authentic. Be authentic. Don't fake it. Don't try to, Southern Social, we'll do it again. Let's say they create this video and it makes this place look like it's 10,000 square feet, and they've got 400 waiters, and they've got food that they don't really have on the menu, and then you show up and you're like, man, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. You're gonna lose that customer. Be authentic. Lean on the things that make your business good. You're in business, I hope, because you trust in what you do. So tell the people about what you do and why it's great. And again, don't fake, don't lie, because it will get found out quick. That's it. Then I have contact information here, but I've got cards.
I have a couple of things I'd like for you to maybe go over. Right. For Facebook, I know we always see reach and engagement.
Yep.
Can you explain the difference between that? And then the other thing is that Are there general demographics, age, and gender for Facebook versus Insta versus TikTok?
So I'll answer the first question. Reach is literally how many people you've reached. I mean, it sounds oversimplistic, but so when now we're going to complicate it. I got oversimplified here, but we're going to complicate it. So when Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media platforms give you certain metrics, one of them is reach. And again, literally how many individual people have you gotten your ad in front of, or your post, or whatever it happens to be. We're in the advertising game, so I always say ad. Impressions is a little bit different. So you will always have as many or more impressions than you can reach. So let's say we run an ad for Southern Social and we reach 10,000 people and there's 30,000 impressions. Impressions is literally how many times the ad showed up, okay? So those 10,000 people, as a whole, saw it 30,000 times. Engagement is anytime somebody makes a voluntary action on your post. So they click the photo to make it bigger, they click like, they click comment, and they comment, they click share, they make an action on your post or your ad. The demographics, very generalized. Old people, Facebook; middle-aged people, Instagram; young people, TikTok. I can get more into details on that. Middle-aged women, a lot of times if we're trying to advertise for a business of soccer moms, we're doing Instagram. Baby boomers, we're looking more Facebook. High school kids, we're looking TikTok. It's super generalized, but that's kind of where it stands, and that changes, that evolves. I mean, 10 years ago, you didn't even have middle-aged people on Facebook. It was a kids thing. Actually, Facebook started, you had to have a college email in order to sign up for Facebook.
That was me.
Okay. Yep.
Junior year of college.
Junior year of college. What school did you go to?
Florida State.
Okay, so you had an fsu.edu
Yep.
email. If you had a Gmail account, you could not sign up for Facebook. So that tells you how it's evolved over the years. Then 7 years ago, I would say, you didn't see middle-aged people or old people on Instagram. It was all kids. Anywhere the old people go, the kids try to get away. So eventually, and again, this is kind of the crux of the beginning of the conversation, is you're not on TikTok today. My guess is you will be. And people laugh when we say social media, Vero Beach social media. Social media. I've considered changing the name of Vero Beach, the current state of the internet. That's what we're in. Social media is the current state of the internet. It's not what you go to see what your grandkids are having for breakfast anymore. I mean, that was what it was 20 years ago, but all of these platforms realized this can be used as a business growth tool. Any other questions? Steve's got a question.
So, how would you recommend people use their smartphone and selfie videos for no cost to get their message out to as many people as possible?
July 28th, 2022, Instagram Reels is the #1 way to get your message out for free to people that don't know who you are. On July 29th, 2022, that may change. I mean, today, right now, this second, that's what it is.
The difference between a reel and a video.
Okay, so a video is just a video. I can take a video and we can post it on Facebook and it goes into the news feed, or we can post it on Instagram and it goes in the news feed, or we can post it on YouTube and it goes to your channel. A reel is a specific section of, the term reel is a specific section of Facebook and Instagram. Typically you want to record those in a portrait mode, up and down, not sideways. Videos you usually want to record sideways, 16:9 versus 9:16. I mean, we get real technical here, but yeah, reels would go in the reels section of those platforms. YouTube calls them shorts, okay? YouTube shorts is great too, by the way, for organic exposure. But yeah, shoot a selfie. Hold on, I'm gonna do it right here. Hey everybody, this is Curtis Carpenter with Vero Beach Social Media. We're here at Southern Social at the Vero Beach Christian Business Association lunch. There's Steve Schwartz back there, and I'm giving an example of how Instagram Reels will get organic engagement. Hope you guys stay tuned. Okay, so I did that video.
Hey, did you get our logo in there?
I did.
All right.
All right. I did that reel. We're going to post that to our Instagram. We're going to post it to our YouTube. We're going to post it to our Facebook. And I will email you guys
Excellent.
tomorrow on how many people that reached. My guess is it's going to be about 1,000 people that don't know who I am, don't know who we are, don't know who you are, don't know who Southern Social is.
But they know Steve.
They know Steve. Right. Let's do another one without Steve.
So that in your, okay, so I'm only on Facebook because.
Because she's
Oh,
all.
yeah, right, I'm only on Facebook.
Generalizations. Asterisk.
That's
Generalization.
okay, it's very hard to offend me. So, what was I gonna say?
I don't know. Oh,
So how, if I put something on, so I only know about followers, right? Like I only let very certain people know anything about me,
okay.
okay, on Facebook.
Your friends.
I got, yeah, friends and family, that's it. So how does this reach other people on Instagram, Reels, or whatever if they're not following me?
You bring up an incredibly important part of this that I left out. This is specific for business accounts. So I'm sorry, what business do you own or do you I apologize.
On Christian FM radio.
Christian FM. Okay. So you and your personal account, you can do it if you have privacy settings set so that other people can't see you. Yeah, you're not going to reach other people.
Alright.
If you post that from the Christian FM, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth, that's where people will see you.
Okay, because, or if I had a
Be-
business account.
Because it's a business account, right?
If I had a business
Right.
account. Now, I didn't think normal people or regular people could open a business account.
Anybody? So, to get into this, on Facebook anyway, every business page, Maureen knows we've gone back and forth with this about getting admin access, so she feels my pain here. Every business account, okay, Christian FM, has what they call admins or administrators. So the first time we talk to a client, we're going to advertise for them, they say, oh, you need my username and password. No, I don't. I need you to go into that page and make me, my personal account, an administrator on your business account. So what I'm getting at is you as a person has a Facebook page. You can create a business account and be an admin on any business account you want that you create.
And it's because I have a Facebook account. I can
Correct.
do that.
Yep, that's right. Instagram's a little different, YouTube's a little bit different, but for all intents and purposes, that's how it works.
Okay.
Yes?
What are some of the basic best practices right now for tools? So like videos should be less than 30 seconds or picture, text
Yeah.
no more than.
Those change, I mean, that changes
So
like
quickly.
on the regular.
Yeah.
So what I tell people about video length is make it as long as you need to make it.
Okay.
So, what I mean by that is you are not in college writing an essay where you have a 500 word count that you have to hit. If you can hit it in 50 words, hit it in 50 words. If you can do it in 40, do it in 40. As long as the information's good and the video's engaging, I mean, people listen to Joe Rogan for 5 hours. I mean, he's the most listened to, most watched guy in the world, and he does 5-hour episodes. I just did a 10-second video that 1,000 people are gonna watch. And I didn't really give him a lot of information, but you get what I'm saying? If you can make it engaging, and you can make it educational, maybe funny or something, make it as long as you want. Yes. I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it just.
Yeah.
Usually, you see on Facebook boost,
Yep.
which means that they want money.
Yep.
Which, that's a problem for me to give him any money. I mean, so can you still reach people without doing the money part?
So what Facebook, for this particular instance, Facebook realized they have an incredibly valuable advertising platform. So 10, 12 years ago when business accounts were first started, you got tons of organic reach for free. You just post it and all these people see it. Now, well, this is probably 6 months old, this data, but on Facebook, if you had a business account, you were hitting about 8 to 10% of your followers. So Southern Social has 1,000 followers on Facebook. They post something about shrimp and grits. They're going to hit about 80 to 100 people organically for free. You want to hit those other 900 to 920 people, better pay old Zuck. So the boost post option, I want to touch on that for a second. That is an incredibly elementary way to advertise. They give you very limited options. You're not really capturing data. It's difficult to retarget. If you got $10 in your pocket and you want to hit a few extra people, click boost post, do it. If you really, really, really want to advertise, you want to look up Facebook Ads Manager and get incredibly proficient with it, or call an advertising agency.
Is there keywords that you can use in your advertisement that will boost other people to see it?
Not really on Facebook. Okay, so when you talk about keywords, Steve will tell you, the first thing that pops in my mind is Google. I'm thinking SEO and blogging, and that's where those keywords are important. So I'll shift gears a little bit. On your website, your goal should be to get your website to the top of Google when people search for your business. So if I'm searching for childcare resources or parental resources, I want the Buggy Bunch to be at the top if I work for the Buggy Bunch. The best way to do that is to update your website frequently using the keywords that you want people to find you under. Because what Google does is they crawl websites. They literally call it the Google crawler, and they see what keywords are on what websites, and they're going to put you to the top again if you're updating your website frequently and using those keywords. So for Steve, he wants to use digital marketing, he wants to use website building, he wants to use, rattle them off. And if you search those, he has a really good search engine optimization plan. I mean, he does great. PD goes up there. Search social media in Vero Beach. We're going to be up there. I mean, that's what we do. So the keywords you were asking, yeah, so whatever field you're in, use those keywords on your website. As far as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I mean, maybe there's hashtags that you want to use. I mean, that's where hashtag strategy comes in. But keywords, not so much on social media. That's more of like a website thing.
What about censorship? Internet's been censored.
This is 90% of my job. Is we run an ad that seems fine, and Facebook says, nope, you can't do that. It's against our policy. Shoot.
Which policy?
Right. Which policy? And to make matters worse, they don't have actual people sitting there looking at every ad. I mean, it's computer generated, it's AI, and they flag a word or they use. I have a friend of mine that's a photographer. She uses the word shoot all the time. Flagged. So, in our instance, we're pretty. I have a Facebook rep. I mean, we're pretty lucky. I can get on the horn, or I can send an email and usually get that rectified somewhat quickly. But for the average Joe, yeah, you're under the thumb of Facebook's policies. So what I would recommend if you're a business owner, and this is a very strong recommendation, if you take anything out of this talk, this is it. If you are running ads for your business on your personal account, don't touch politics. Just don't touch it. That's it. I mean, if you say something about Biden, if you say something about Trump, if you say something about whoever, I mean, listen, they have very strict and very dynamic policies that will shut you down in a hurry. And if you are in what they call Facebook jail, you're not able to run ads. You're stuck. So just stay away from it. Text your buddies. Hey, Joe Biden sucks. Text your buddies. Donald Trump sucks. Whatever, I don't care. But don't put it on Facebook. Don't put it on Twitter. Don't just... Again, stay away from it. If you own a business and you're advertising. Now, just some Joe Schmo walking down the street, I'm an auto mechanic at Firestone, I don't care, fine, just whatever I want. Put it on Facebook, fine, you're fine. But if you want to protect your business, just stay away from it. Some of you guys are Facebook friends with me. You know what I post? Videos of my 1-year-old daughter. That's it. And Dodger baseball. That's it. And trust me, I have strong opinions about a lot of things, but I just don't talk about it on social media. There's another question. Sorry, back there. Oh, there's two of you.
Two questions. Number one, what do you do? Number two, how do you sort through all these different places? I mean, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Yahoo.
Well, I don't sleep. And we've got a staff of 5 people in my office that help with this, that make sure that this runs smoothly. What we do, so I'll go back a little bit to my introduction. Really what we do, we started, the pinnacle of our business was we are going to be experts in social media advertising. That's it. And at the time it was Facebook and Instagram, and that's really it. Then it was, okay, you're really good at running ads. What do the ads look like? So we created a video production company. We have professional photographers. Then it was, okay, well, these ads look really good and we're getting to people and they're clicking through to our website, but our website stinks. We started building websites, so we do a lot. We do a lot of digital, and again, I don't want to advertise, this is not why I'm here. I'm here to inform you guys, but that's what we do. I mean, we're a digital marketing agency.
So you put the same thing on all these different places?
Usually, well, I mean, we try to make it platform dependent. Again, on TikTok, everything should be portrait mode. On Facebook, a lot of times you want it landscape. On Instagram, you want it square. So yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We're minions in offices clicking on keyboards, making sure that it looks right. There was a question behind you, I'm sorry.
Last one.
Yeah, so specifically to Reels.
Yep.
We all spend a lot of time, and so let's say we're on Reels and we'll flip one. We see it, it's caps. Oh, I see it. Flip it again. You know, and they last 10 to 15 seconds, 90%.
Right?
All right. How long does one have to be on that specific reel before it's registered as somebody watched it? Because I'll watch my kids that'll look at it and they'll just flip like 5 of them in a row.
The old rule of thumb was 3 seconds, and my guess, and I don't know this for a fact, my guess is that's dropped probably to 2, 1.5, 2 seconds. But once you've shown engagement on, I'm sorry, Steve, I know this is the last question. I'm going to go on a rant.
Just
Is that okay?
make it a short rant. 'Cause
Okay.
we want to get people
All right.
out to
So-
work.
Facebook, when Facebook first started, it was all relational. Who did you know? And then that's what you were seeing. So you know him, so you're seeing his post. And you know Fred, you're seeing his post. And you know Maureen, so you're seeing Maureen's post. What TikTok did was it played with the algorithm. It wasn't contact based, it was interest based. Okay? And TikTok was the first one to do this. So I don't know who you know. I know what you like. You like baseball? I'm gonna put baseball stuff in front of you. You know, you like shrimp and grits? I'm gonna put. I keep using it. I don't know why. We're gonna put that in front of you.
Corvettes.
I like Corvettes. I'm gonna put Corvettes. I don't know any of these people. I just know these videos. I like these videos. So Facebook did what they do best, and they stole the idea. So now Facebook and Instagram through Reels are now interest based. So when you're looking at Reels, it's all about interest. So like you said, if you're seeing something with cats and you watch it for 3 seconds, guess what, man? You're gonna get a bunch of cat videos. Sorry.
I was just curious on how long it has to be.
The old rule of thumb was 3 seconds. And like I said, I don't know for a fact, but my guess, and listen, this isn't like I can open up a book and look at it. This stuff changes every day. My guess would be it's 1.5, 2 seconds. All right. I was told I have to leave now.
Awesome.
Thank you all very much.